Hi, it's Laura here at the Charleston Holistic Center, and thank you for joining me. Today, we're going to talk about something a little deep, being prepared for resilience for the next while. We've got a lot that's going to be going on in the next year. There's a lot of stuff. Other people have talked about the shift, the transition we're in. Um, I had a mention on a video recently that with the caterpillar to the butterfly sort of phase of humanity, well, there's that middle phase. It's the pupa phase where everything gets all rearranged. And that's going to take resilience. All right, because that's a lot of change, and we are on a major shift. And the what I see and what most people hope is going to happen is we make the butterfly, right? We make it to butterfly. So, but we got to go through pupa, and that is the resilience because of the change. And what am I talking about? Well, there are outside forcing functions. Peak of the solar cycle. We keep having electromagnetic radiation bursts from solar flares, and sometimes when the flare kind of pops, it sends off a coronal mass ejection, and then we get a geomagnetic storm. A couple days later, the electromagnetic interference is 8 minutes, give or take. Later, the geomagnetic storm is a couple days later. We got that going on. We have a presidential election year that's messed up with one presumptive nominee, convicted felon. So, and a group of people who have been, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to say it. They're brainwashed into believing a whole bunch of things. And I am really quite sure that some of that faction is going to do some things that really are not good in our republic. So we have to deal with that. I'm also really quite sure that we're going to have another, some form of health issue come through. I don't know exactly what, but all of this is coming within a very condensed amount of time. And if you then put it into the greater context of a major shift in humanity, it's understandable. And it's understandable that we're in this pupa phase. And we have to be resilient. We have to be resilient and sane. So, what can we do? What can we do? Know ourselves. Be aware of who we are and be aware of the fact that we pick up on everything out here. So, knowing the difference between here and out here as far as energy is concerned, because our heart picks up on all of the stuff out here, immediately quickly sends a signal to the brain, and then we think we're feeling something when we're not. We picked up on a feeling, we're not feeling it. And things that do this through this phase could get intense. So we want to know here, out here. And so that's going to be important. That's going to help with our resilience, because if we can identify a feeling that we're feeling is really not us, then we can let it go instead of getting on the hamster wheel in our head and going into all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So that's our first thing. Who are we? Not we. All right. Then we need to be able to calm ourselves down. Because if you go through a shift, there's change. And change in our brain, I've talked about this many times. Change in our brain says, no, we don't want to do that. We can't help it. We're in a shift. So we have to be able to calm ourselves down, deal with the anxiety that comes up so that we're not, ruining our internal chemistry and therefore our health. Because we have to be ready for whatever this health thing is that's coming. That means we got to be better at our sleep. We've got to be better at our hydration, water. We got to be better at our movement. We have to be better at what food we're putting in our body, right? These are all things that we can do right now that make us more resilient for the future. And then, of course, you know what I'm going to say next. You know it. It's the M word, meditation. Yeah. You want to be able to calm yourself down, you need meditation. You want to be able to up your internal coherence, you need meditation. You want to go into rest, rebuild, and recharge instead of fight, flight, freeze. You need meditation. Find the meditation that works for you. You don't need to do the meditation I do. Find one that works for you and stick with it. This is all going to build our resilience to get through the pupa phase. All right? Questions, please contact me, put comments. I do actually read the comments. Sometimes it takes a little while. But please do if you have any questions, and I'll answer them. All right? Just saying. Thank you and namaste.